my candles. It's just gonna be one now. My lighter. Hi guys. Good morning. I'm a little off today. You thought I was late? I am a little late. My lights in the back there fell both like, woo! Thank goodness it didn't fall when I was teaching, right? Hello, good morning. Who is there? Who is there? Hi, Monica. Oh my God, so cute. Love it. Oh, hi, Jill. Thank you. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning, Mui. Hi. It's Christmas week. How are your trees if you have them? Mine, my kids almost knock it over. They're playing too hard and they almost knock our tree over. It wouldn't be the first time. All right. So it's Yoga Restore today, guys, and I'm pretty excited to move the body in a slower way, and I will go back there, but I would like to know if there's anything that you want to work towards today. Anything that the week gave to you that is, oh my gosh, my foot, my knees, my hips, I can always go around and adjust the class for what you want. I know also that we're trying to put everything in perspective, and of course every class we focus in one thing a little bit more, but always and usually we open the whole body. So let me know there, guys, if there's anything that you want to work more today. Merry Christmas, Bird. Hi, Maureen. Anything that you guys want to work more today, guys? I'm gonna bring my blanket. I'm gonna bring my Christmas blanket here. Should I turn off my lights? I think I should. Turn off my lights here. There. Even more Christmassy. I'm waiting in answers. No? Everybody's okay? Everybody's ready to move? Yes? All right. We're going to start just in a child's pose today. And I have a blanket, and if you have your pillows, you can adjust your own child's pose. For example, I know some people have not too much range of motion in their knees because knee surgery or anything related to your knees. So you can always stay high here. See, I'm not going down to my butt. It's almost like a puppy dog position. Or if you have pillows that you want to bring between your leg and your foot, just to give more leverage, you can do that too. Alright? Or if going down it's okay, but touching the floor is not, because you have a very tight mid-back or upper back, you can use one of your props and surrender your head. We're going to start our centering here today, guys. We're going to take some deep breaths, honoring this space inside. I have my heater on, so I'm going to turn it off. So honoring the space inside of you as you're breathing, inviting the breath in and out. That's actually what we're doing. We're inviting the breath to open up the lungs, to open up the mid-back and the upper back. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Deb. And again, your child's pose, maybe you prefer it with your knees together. Maybe you need to do your child's pose up high. Maybe you need to support how it looks like. It needs to be comfortable. It needs to do the same benefits for a person that is super flexible or for a person that have a lot of body issues, okay? Like pain. So take a few more breaths in child's pose. If you can extend the arms to the front of your mat, press your fingertips down. We're going to start to round the back, coming towards the knees. Look down to the belly. I'm not going to be able to move my hands. Look down to the belly. And then inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone, looking forward. Again, exhale, rounding the spine, looking towards the belly. And then inhale, dropping the belly, lifting up the tailbone. And then finding your forearms on the mat. We're going to do some, what I call hammocking our spine, okay? So my knees and my hips are leveled, my elbows and my shoulders. Now roll your shoulders out and down. Okay, you feel your shoulder blades hugging the muscles, right? Now here, drop, sinking to your hips, letting the belly really heavy. Now what we're going to do, we're going to start by pressing the hips to the right. So sending the weight of my hips to the right, so you feel more in the right knee. Now press here and round your mid-back, going all the way to the other side. And then you drop the chest, sinking to your shoulders, going all the way to the other side. Exhale. And then to the other side. So it's a very small movement, but it's doing a lot here for your hips, for your pelvis, for your whole back. Exhale. Now you can switch ways anytime you want. You can go clockwise. But find focus, find awareness in the movement. Maybe in this movement, some of you guys feel more on the shoulders. Maybe if you have herniated disc, maybe if you have sciatica issues, you can feel all the way in your back, from the mid-back down to your legs. So again, I always say be gentle. Okay, that should be the last one. Now bring your palms back to the floor. We're going to do one more round of cat and cow. We're going to press, round, look towards the belly. And then look forward and lengthening your neck if it feels good. Awesome. Now we're going to find a seated position. Now that seated position, remember that I always ask you to bring something underneath. If you have tight low back or tight hamstrings, even if you have very open everything, that's always a good strategy to bring something underneath. Very in the edge of your sit bone, so the skin stays back, the skin of your glutes stay back, and then your sit bones kind of reach forward, and then you can lengthen on the spine and you feel taller, so you don't have to use too much of your hip flexors to stay straight. Okay, so that's why we use something underneath. All right, guys. Good Sunday. It's good to be here. We're going to reach the arms all the way to the front. Right hand grabs the left wrist. We're going to pull it up. We're going to bend the elbows, and we're going to reach to the right side. We bring it back, we bring it forward, and then we let the arm go. So it's more of a somatic movement. Now we reach forward, left grabs the right, we bring it up, bend the elbows, and then reach towards the other exhale to fold to that side. Inhale back. Exhale, fold. Arms. Inhale forward. Grab. In your own time. Slow movement. Think also about the length and the growth of the spaces in your vertebrae. Yes, soon enough your arms are going to start to feel it. Taking your time. You reach forward. You reach forward. Grab the opposite. Bend the elbows. And then bend to the opposite way. Let's go one more time. We reach forward. Forward again. Grasp open. And then we bend. Nice. Now with the shoulders really heavy here. That this part of you, the arms and the shoulders, should be having a little bit more warmth, right? We're going to take a deep breath in. Now we're going to open a little bit of the neck by letting the head do a nice weird circle. So what's going to happen is our head is going in a circling direction, but your head is also doing something else here. So what you can do is switch sides. It's almost like you're trying to find the places that is the less comfortable for you to move the neck, okay? Literally, you're trying to reach for example, here, it feels really tight. So you can keep a little bit more time in that space. So it's not a perfect circle, nothing, it's perfect. But it's about how you want to move your neck, because in your own body, there are parts in your neck that feels even more tense. The way we sleep, the way we hold tension. This should be the last one. Now close your eyes, keep your head, the top of your head facing up to the sky. Take a nice breath in and out. Left fingertips find the ground. So again, I'm sitting in a block, so it's a little further for me to find the ground. Now notice your low back. Notice all the things that might be pulling or might be stretching the most when you surrender one hand down, okay? Now do me a favor and see if you can surrender that head towards the same side. I always recommend you to close the eyes. You might be more aware of where to let go and how to let go. I'll take a deep breath in here. Now the right hand is going to support the head, okay? The left side of your head where you're bending. Now you're going to pull the head with the right hand, but keep your left fingertips on the floor. And you're going to be the judge in how much to pull, because we're not forcing too much, but we're also not relaxed. Just relax. You need to be feeling a little bit in your neck. The stretch in your neck. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Taking one more inhale. And then we release the hand first. We bring that hand back. You lengthen the spine. Ooh, now you might feel on the other side of your neck. All right, right fingertips go down by your side. When you find the floor, readjust. Notice your pelvis, notice your back. If you need to readjust your pillow underneath or your block, please do so. when you're ready, you start to surrender your head towards the same side. And then you keep the breath moving slow and gently deep into the lungs, chest, belly, back. Take one more breath, relaxing that head. And then the left arm is going to help the head. And you get, if you still feel like you cannot let the head go because there's too much tension, that's okay. Keep working on letting go, one day at a time. Now we're going to pull the head to the other side. Oh, fingertip feels good in here. So if you notice, we're not just bending to the right side, but the left sit bone has the same amount of distance between both sides. So here we're bending, we're flexing, we're straightening, we're doing a bunch of different stuff in the sides. I'll take one more breath. Now we're going to surrender the hand. We're going to take the right fingertips off the ground. Ooh. Now still your neck needs a little love. You're going to turn like if you're looking towards the back of the room or towards the corner. Turn slowly to the other side. Now let your chin get closer to your chest with the spine long. You lift in the chin and then you look up towards the sky. One more time, we exhale. And we inhale. Awesome, guys. Now we're going to do something, just a little movement, okay? Right hand goes on top of the left hand. Like literally you're trying to hold your hand with the left. But then instead of putting that pressure in that left shoulder, you surrender both. And both are here hanging on the sky, but with the same amount of tension, okay? Now roll your shoulders down. Take a deep breath in. We're going to send side to side. Now a movement like that can give some implications for some people that has shoulder problem or low back issues. And usually 80% of people have low back issues. Overstretching, overworking, oversitting, all of that. You know, age, all the discs starts to lose their flexibility and all the juice between them. So I'm going this speed. You can be going way slower. So we're going to take 5, 4. Think about the squeeze. Squeezing as you twist. 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up. You're going to feel in your shoulders a little bit, guys. And again, if your shoulders are giving you some pain or, oh, I can't stay here, you don't. You do the same thing with your hands down in your lap, okay? So now one hand, the left hand is holding the back of my head, and I'm just letting my hands and arms resting there. Soften the shoulders again, and we're going to do the same thing side to side. Now this time, try to, I know all of you probably took my class and we did this breath before. So try to exhale as you go to a side and inhale when you're in the center. So let's try this for 20 breaths. was way over 20 breaths, but that's fine. Hands down, relaxing the shoulders. Awesome job. Just notice how the body feels, how the energy is moving. All right. So head, neck, shoulders. We already opened a little bit of the spine. So now let's go to our mats. We're gonna flow a little bit, a very slow flow. As we press the hands down, tucking the toes, we're gonna lift the knees off the ground. And then, all I want you to notice is the back of your legs and your ankles, okay? Don't focus too much in your back but of course your hands, the foundation, your feet, always. Focusing the strength in every knuckle, every part of your hand should be touching the floor. Even that, don't try to cup your hand down, but use all the spaces, the outside, inside. Now, notice your feet. Lift all the way to your toes and drop your heels. Now, when you drop your heels, notice what your knees are doing. If they are concaving in, it's the shape of your body, how your feet connected with your hips stay. So as we lift the heels, see the balls of your feet, see where you bring more tension here, or where you need to fold more, or where there's more space in your phalanges. And then we drop again the heels, and then we lift again. I know you're probably feeling already in your arms, some of you. We're going to drop the knees. We give a little break. Take a deep breath in. And then we go again. We're going to lift the knees. Setting the heart now. Think about more of your back. If you need more space in your downward dog, that's okay. Walk your feet. Now we're going to surrender the left knee down. We're going to lift the right leg all the way up. When I say all the way up, all the way that you can. Okay? Hips are square. We're going to feel in that left leg. Now point your right toes, and then we're going to bend the knee. Exhale, bringing the knee towards the face as you round the back, pressing the upper back and the mid back up to the sky as you squeeze and bringing the knee towards you. Inhale, going back. Exhale, bending the knee and sending it forward. Just one more time. Inhale, going back. And exhale, reaching forward. Now step that right foot between your hands. I have 2 blocks here. If you have blocks, you can use them. So you don't have to go too deep on this pose. Point your toes, the back toes. And then notice your lunge. Do you need to send more weight to your hands? Or are you okay sinking it into the hips? We're going to send your sit bones back and try to slowly straighten the front leg. Exhale, we're going to bend again one more time. Open up the chest. Now, as we slide it, let's slide to the side a little bit or a lot. Now, I have another mat here that's easier for me, but I hope you have something that is not very slippery on your side. So your outer right foot can be on the ground. Now I have my blocks here. If you don't, you're going to need to find the floor or something to bring your forearms. So now my right leg is extended to the right side. My foot is not at the same level as my hip, but is a little higher. Okay? Now trying to keep squaring your chest towards the floor. I said try to, okay? And then notice your hips. What is the tendency of the hip here? Is to open a little bit more to the right. But now you're going to try to drop the right hip bone so it stays almost level with the left. It's almost supposed to stay the whole time level. But then you feel in that inner thigh. Take a nice breath in. Relaxing the shoulders. Now, if you have no knee issues, right, Marie, you can start to go down and back towards your back heel, Lift your toes, right toes. And then in exhale, we go back to the same place. And we take a few more breaths here. I'm going to bring my hands back to my block, and that right leg that was forward is going to go forward again. But this time, my blocks are going to be inside of that foot. Now that we create more space in the outer and the inner thigh, we might be able to go deeper. Deeper. Breathing into the back of your neck. Alright, slide the foot back. If you have the blocks there, let's open even more the shoulders. I never miss this pose in any class because it's one of my favorites. It kind of surrenders my low back in a way that other poses can't. And of course, my shoulders is the most important of this pose here. So I have the blocks, but you don't have to be doing this with blocks. It can be very intense for people that have shoulder problems or very tight shoulders. And then you surrender the belly and the low back and the back of the legs and your feet. Taking one more gentle inhale. Bring the hands down towards the floor. Now the right knee stays, the left leg goes back. Lengthening that spine, dropping the hip. If you're trying to lift the hip, drop the hip, soften the hands a little bit. Now point your toes. I'm too far back. Point your toes. Lengthening, and then we bend the knee, and then you reach forward as we round the back. Squeeze that knee towards the forehead. We bring it back again, we straighten the leg, we exhale, bend, and then we reach forward. Last time, we go back, we lengthen the spine, we bend the knee, and we send it forward. Stack between your hands. I have my blocks here, and I'm going to find my lunge, my own lunge, what it works for me, maybe. I'm going to go to the highest level of my blocks so I can surrender even more of my shoulders. Nice long inhale. Now I'm going to face your guys' way here so you see what I'm doing better. Now what we're going to do, we're going to send the butt back, lengthening the spine, trying to lengthen the spine if you have the blocks, right? And then we go forward one time. And then we go back again. You can lift your toes off the mat if you want. And then through here, you scooch that leg and bring all the way to the side. I'm going to bring my blocks down. Forearms down to my blocks. And then see my foot. Your foot needs to be a little higher than your hips. Okay? They're not at the same line and level as your hips. So you take some deep breaths. Maybe this side is easier, maybe it's harder. Now, send a little pressure in that inner left thigh by dropping the left hip lower to the floor. But keep your outer left foot down to the mat. Trying to soften the shoulders as much as you can. I bring your hands back to your props if you have them. step all the way to the outside of the blocks. Look at my hair. So all the way to the outside. Sinking the hips and open up the chest. Nice breath in. And out through your nose. Alright guys. Going back to our knees. And then finding a seated position. Notice as you're seated here, with your knees bent, if your low back is rounding or not. For your low back not to round, you need to press your sit bones down and lift through your whole back muscles and of course your psoas. So instead of doing this, we're gonna press and lift, even if you need to bend your knees more, okay? You can always hold the back of the knees. The back of the legs. Now you can support you here and open more of the chest. Keep lengthening the back of your neck. Take a nice breath in and out. So readjusting slowly the pelvis. Now we're going to straighten the right leg. Keep the left knee bent. Bring a block with you if you have one to your side. So see the block. Straight would be like that, but we're going to do kind of corner-ish. My right forearm is going to drop to the block. Readjust yourself. Hold the left knee with the left hand. Or if you have a taller space, maybe you have a little bench that you can have your hand, or a chair if this is too deep. Now that little twist can do wonders for your back. So keep pressing your sit bone down, the same way I told you before. We're going to press the sit bones down and try to lift away from the floor with our back. Take a nice and deep breath here. Alright, now lifting away from the block. Left foot goes on top, above, not right on top of the knee, above the knee. Bring your chest to face forward. Bring your hands back. Now it's up to you where you want to go in this pose. You can slide your heel, your right heel, and bringing that leg closer to you. And you can give some more love to your feet by just doing some nice stretches for your ankle and your toes. And then I like to bring side to side. Swinging the legs side to side. You can go even lower in your arms all the way down. And then if you want to, you can take your foot off the floor and try to use the right leg muscles and again your core muscles to press the right knee into that left outer ankle. Breathe. Exhale, drop the foot. Sending the legs now to the right side. See what's happening. When I send my legs to the right, my left foot goes down on the floor. Keep your left fingertips down, and then we're going to find another twist. So, don't force in this twist. It needs to be gentle, okay? Roll the right shoulder. You might be feeling your low back, you might be feeling your pelvis. Each person feels in a different way. Now, left hand goes on the inside of the left leg, and then you just press. Don't press like thinking about sending the knee away from you, but sending from that inner thigh all the way. So you're kind of pressing and pushing it away from you. Make sure your toes are facing the same way as your knees are. if your inner foot leaves the ground, like mine. Alright, you bring it back. Now the left hand tries to grab the front of the ankle or any part of your leg. And then we're going to do the opposite, sending the knee back as the heart moves forward. So you feel even your shoulders stretch. Now guys, this is where you're going to go. Drop that inner left knee down if you can reach, or it can be on top of that leg. So this way, we're going to come up and we're going to stay in a mermaid pose. Okay? You can always readjust. You can always finding a prop underneath some, oh, this is too much. Or sitting in a prop. And then we're going to use the blocks. I'm going to use my blocks to come forward and just breathe a little bit in this outer hip pose. So I'm in a mermaid pose. If you don't know, that left foot is all the way back. My right foot is facing my left inner leg. Perfect. We're going to reach back. All right, other side. We bend the knees again. Hold the back of the legs. Open up the chest. Open, open, open. Roll the shoulders down. Lengthen the back of your neck. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, let's straighten the left leg now. Now here, I had my block with me corner-wise, and then I dropped my forearm, but you don't have, if you don't have to have a block or anything to bring it higher, you are okay. And then we twist. Doing the same thing, pressing your sit bones down, rolling the shoulders down. You're going to take a few more moments. One more. All right. The hand comes down so we can come back up. Right outer ankle, foot goes on top of that left leg. Bring your hands back. Chest is facing forward. Use the space to open up your shoulders too. You can slide your heel. And again, this is up to you where you want to go, okay? You can even bring it closer to you so you're going to feel more in the outer hip. Now, I like to do this movement. We can reach little spaces, little ligaments that it's hard to stretch normally doing anything else. You can also stay here or go lower. You can take the foot off the floor and bring it and press it and using your core and especially your front leg muscles, your hip flexor muscles. Alright guys, now we're going to send the legs to the left side. Okay? Got it? So we're going to the left. My right foot is down on the mat. I'm going to do another twist by having my left fingertips down and almost trying to think about my chest moving to face the floor. Again, a very small movement. You bring back. Now you can use the right hand to push that leg away from you. And just noticing how it feels. Now grab the right foot, the right shin with the right hand and bring it back. And really puff up the chest to the front, to the back of the room now, pressing the foot into your hand. when you're ready, surrender your right inner foot down. Coming to a seated mermaid position. Where is it? Towards my block. And like me, you can use your props. Just surrender your forearms if you want. This hip is so hard. All right, taking some deep opening breaths, surrendering breaths. My bone doesn't let me do much with that side. All right, one breath and another one, and then we come back up. If you do have a block, we're going to use for something. If you don't, you can use a pillow, you can use something higher, but that is not too uncomfortable. If it is uncomfortable, something sharp or something hard, you can bring a blanket over. For example, I have my block, and if that block was made of wood, I could bring my blanket over and I could rest. Okay, I'm going to bring my block underneath my sacrum. And some people need a little lower, some people need a little higher. You know the drill. So keep working on release up and then release down, and see the perfect spot for you to keep that block. My arms, your arms can be overhead with the elbows bent. It's a nice release also for the shoulder. Feet on the floor. Readjust your neck by sending your head side to side. And then we're going to take some breaths, releasing the belly completely, releasing the chest completely, releasing the hands and your wrists. Now again, if you don't have a block, you can use anything underneath you just to keep your pelvis higher, please. Anything around you, look around. All right, now if you can, try to slide your right leg forward. But keep your, try not to round too much your upper back. See the difference? I'm trying to lower it down. I'm trying to keep my pubic bone lifted up instead of curling too much in my low back. So I'm pressing my sacrum down towards that prop as I'm sliding my right leg. All right, if this gives you any uncomfort, if your sciatica starts to go crazy, don't go into this pose. Now, if it's just mostly that front leg that you feel the stretch, maybe a little bit of your low back, but keep using the integrity of your pelvic floor to lift the pubic bone and just the stretch in that right leg. Now do me another favor, we're going to lift that right leg how it is, straight up towards the sky. Now when you start, like this is all I can do, when you start to feel like you need to bend your knee to come closer, this is all you can do. Now we're going to go down again. Keep the integrity of your pelvis. Now slide the right heel to the right side. A different story, huh? And then trying to open the hip as you're sending the toes out. Now notice your sacrum. Your left side of your sacrum is going to try to lift a little higher, but keep it low, so you just really turning the low leg. That there is not a lot of movement in there, okay? And then we bring it back, and then you slide it back to front, and then you bend the knee. Good release, guys. Now release again the pelvis. Take a nice deep breath in. Let's do the other side. We're going to slide the left. And again, if that... Man, my words today. It's not coming. If that is flaring something in your body, bringing any pain, please don't do it. Start to start your Shavasana right away. Now I straighten my leg, I'm trying to tuck my tailbone under. Taking a nice breath in and then start to lift that left leg. When you cannot go any further, you bring it down, back down, slowly. Now slide the heel to the left. Keep your sacrum still, both sides, and then start to turn your toes out. So when your toes go, your knee should go too, and then a part of your hip. So there's so many muscles that are doing this. There's so many small muscles, so many big muscles that are helping you to turn your toes out. And then we bring it back, and then we slide that heel back, and then we slide it. Awesomeness. Now, my favorite here, lift your feet off, and if you have that block underneath, that block's gonna let your legs be very heavy. Now you can hold into the front of your legs and you can soften your shoulders. And now here, this is just giving you more support, but you don't have to hold too much because the lift of your pelvis is doing the gravity work for you. So relax your head. When you're ready to release your foot one at a time down to the floor, taking the prop away, and of course, for us to finish our practice, let's swing the knee side to side a little bit. So we kind of tackle almost every joint and muscle in our bodies, at least the most important ones, the most where there's tension in the hips, the pelvis, the low back, the neck, and the shoulders. So let's do 2 more. Surrender of the knees. Alright, now this next pose, the Shavasana pose, is up to you how you're gonna make it feel awesome and comfortable. Even if you need to close your eyes and take a nice deep breath to really notice, okay, what do I need to support my body in this, the most important pose in yoga. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is having just my legs. I'm having some flaring up in my low back today. So I'm supporting my legs with my blocks. I'm gonna be really warm here using my blanket in my feet. I could use another pillow in my neck here, but my pillow's far away, so I'm gonna come down. Okay. Still don't have all the comfort that I wish, because this room starts to feel cold. You know what? I'm gonna do Supta Baddha Konasana actually. But not all the way. I'm gonna cross one ankle on top of the other. I'm gonna support the sides of my legs with the blocks. And that's how I'm gonna stay. See what I'm talking about, listening to your body? Because when you go down, if you're still thinking like, your body's still feeling like that's not the place, you go and readjust until you find that spot. finding groundedness and the pull of gravity. You're becoming a magnet with the earth. You slowly start to feel more freedom in the body. You start to feel the softening happen when you let go. The surrender that we let happen in our bodies is not just benefiting us, but everyone that is around us. As our mind and our bodies stay more balanced and focused, everyone around us gets a little of our relaxation energy. Have you noticed ever in your life when you are stressed out, when you are in very thin patience, almost the rest of your day goes the same way? When you have, oh, I had a tough day today. This is a part of it. When your energy is a negative energy, and you're already focused on that negative, it's not that you just bring it to you, but it's easier for things to fall with the same energy that you are. So we make our day. How we feel is our own. How we let it reflect outside of us is in our own. What is not in your control is the way people perceive and sees it. But that's not our problem anymore. So finding relaxation is your responsibility. Finding a place of stillness, rebalancing, regaining focus, and harmony between mind and body is your own responsibility. We should take it seriously, but always with a smile. And that joy that we're always talking about in this time of the year, it comes from the inside. It comes from your heartbeat, finding the best place inside of you so you can give and receive. Thank you so much, my lovely friends. It's awesome again to spend some time with you, see your beautiful names there, and sharing your soul and energy. Thank you. Have a lovely Sunday, and have a lovely Christmas holidays. I hope you can be surrounded by your family, but if you can't, also bring that joy in your heart and know that all of this will pass, hopefully soon. Namaste.